Webheads, new series kicking it off right here. I'm the father, this is the son, and today we're going to be talking about firepower. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0 and fans. I'm your host, Mike Spider Slayer, and this is...
B.
Yeah, that's right. That's my son. This is Father and Son. This is where we talk comics. Brand new series. Now, just want to let you know, my son... Do you read comic books?
No.
No, he does not normally read comic books. What do you do?
I play video games and read actual books.
Right, so he's like, I like actual books, Dad, and I'm the one who loves the comic books. He's always said that comic books are confusing and things like that. So, what I decided to do is, this is actually really the first true series where I said, all right, you're going to read this, and... you're going to give me your feedback and we're going to do a video on it together. So we're going to make this a normal series and maybe this might help him get to know comics and maybe I can pass on my legacy one day. So the first book that we're going with is the brand new book by Robert Kirkman, okay? The writer of The Walking Dead. Did you know that?
No.
Let's see. You can see he's full of words right now, right? So... this book was announced a while ago that they would release it in a trade first as a Prelude. And then on the Free Comic Book Day issue, that this would be the actual first issue of the series. Okay? So being that I am a Robert Kirkman fan, what I wound up going out and sitting going, yeah, I gotta read this book. So this trade is very inexpensive if you guys want to check it out. It's like over 100 pages long, $10 is the cost, and it introduces you to this new world, right? And so it was pretty cool. And again, it's written by Robert Kirkman, Chris Samney. Now, when you looked at the artwork, what did you think of the artwork?
It was pretty good, but I've seen better stuff.
You've seen better stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is Chris Samney. He's a pretty popular artist. He did actual artwork for, I know one of the most recent Marvel titles was Daredevil. So, did you know that?
No.
And of course, why would you? You don't read comic books. So, firepower. Okay, what is this book about? Is it worth you reading? Why don't you give it a little description? What did you think of it? What was it?
So it's about some guy who is training because his parents abandoned him when he was young. So he was exploring and asking around to see where his parents were, and he wound up going to all of these masters who taught him how to fight and things like that. And since none of them could give him answers, he went all the way up a large mountain to find someone who was like the ultimate master.
Right, and then he finds his sensei, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So the main character, his name is Owen Johnson. So he goes up to this mountain and he finds this old guy who like wears a baseball cap and he's like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "Well, I'm here to find answers, you know." And he starts like sparring with this guy, right? So, and when he starts sparring with his future sensei, he's like, what does he say? He's like, "You know that move because
someone taught it to him." And then he says that person learned it from me.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Over and over. So everything that this guy, that Owen Johnson learned from, it's like the old guy already knew. You know, he taught everybody. So this guy is this master, okay? And the whole thing, why it's called firepower, is that all these people that go to this gigantic mountain is to find the lost art of, what is it? It's like...
control the air around them to turn it into fire.
Right, and so they want to be able to turn it into a fireball. That's the ultimate thing. Like, that's the lost art. And so in this book, you wind up getting introduced to all the characters. Owen Johnson's the main character. He's the guy looking for his parents. The sensei. You wind up getting the female. Her name is Ling Zane or something like that, right? And then you get the guy that's within his clan that's jealous of him. I forgot his name. Right, so you get that. And then you get the bad guys that are eventually going to attack this place, which is they are called the Scorched Earth Clan, right? Yeah, so that they have that. And then the thing that's real secretive about this particular book is that there's this cave or like dungeon, right?
Yeah.
And then what does this dungeon have?
The master person says that the dungeon has a dragon, but we don't know for sure because we only got a look inside it for a couple of seconds.
Right, and it was very silent, like you couldn't speak in there. So that seems to be the mystery aspect of this book, okay? And then something happens at the end of this particular first trade, which is again a prelude, and there's this attack, and then basically it's just 15 years later, and we see Owen Johnson, who has his own family. So now you go from the mountaintop all the way to normal everyday life, right? That's just like me, you, mom, and Ashlyn and everybody else, right? So we go to normal everyday life. And this was the free comic book day issue. So this was in shops 2 weeks ago. And so then you're introduced to his daughter, you're introduced to his son, his wife, and it was really good to see that aspect of the book because you get to see how it takes place on I guess Earth Realm, I guess, right? And he has a family cookout, and it was real touching moments with the actual family. And we get to see that he still remembers everything that he's learned and whatnot. But it isn't to the end of the book until you find out that what happened. He wound up actually leaving on his own, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens? Like you wind up seeing one of his old guys who winds up trying to recruit him back, right? Because what happens?
Because I forgot.
His sensei went missing.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That happened.
So his sensei went missing, and then by the time we wound up getting to the end of it, they wound up doing this battle against each other because he's like, oh, I left this life behind and whatnot, and for days and days, we wind up seeing that the Scorched Earth Clan ninja is sitting on top of the rooftop, and he's been watching like the family, whether it's in the tree or in the bedroom or whatever the case may be. That's what they've been doing, and that's kind of where it left you cliffhang. So it was quite interesting there. So Braden, as this being your first trade comic that you ever read, and the first, you've read other comics before, but what did you think? What did you think of this though, as a story, an introductory to this brand new story?
It was pretty good, but I'm not sure because I don't read comic books that much, so I don't know how good a really good one is.
Right.
But I think it was pretty good. It explained everything.
Robert Kirkman is one of the most famous comic book writers. So if there's somebody that's going to write something good, I think it's going to be this guy right here. What would you like to see out of this comic? Going forward? Because there's going to be an issue 2, there's going to be an issue 3. What interests you the most out of it?
I'm not sure. It's probably like the Scorched Earth Clan and how they're like trained ninjas and archers. And they had this giant blimp thing at one point. That they were raining arrows down below from.
So you like the bad guys?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you, out of the good guy characters, who was your favorite character?
The sensei.
The sensei, yeah. He was kind of funny. He's pretty cool because he's like steals everyone's stuff when they come to the mountaintop. He like stole the iPod. He was like wearing Nikes and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good book. Me personally, my favorite character was the sensei too. And like I said, he goes missing in it. So I want to know what happens to this character right? Where does he go from here? And then I want to know, obviously, the main baddie. I don't want to spoil it, but something major happens to that guy.
Yep.
So what happens to him, and what is behind that door? So I'm really curious about that. So I think this book has all the makings of being a successful title. So out of 5 stars, what do you want to give this one for you?
4.5.
4.5. That's good. That means it's good. I'm going to give this book an actual 5. It had me intrigued all the way through. The artwork was good. The pacing was well done. I had a lot of fun with it. And I had fun making this video. What did you think? Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, as time goes along, I think you'll have more fun. Now, guys, in the comments below, what I want to know is, what would you like to see me and B read together or review together? What would you like to see him read? Like, he read this trade in like almost a half hour. He's a quick reader, and he comprehends things really good. So I want to know that in the comments below. Guys, hopefully you enjoy this new series. Thank you for tagging along and watching us review this comic book. And until next time, this is Mike Spider Slayer and
B.
signing off. And we'll see you guys next time, guys. Take care. Bye.